If you're only here to cause drama, come sit next to me.
If you're looking for the bare necessities, you found them. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear, and welcome to the Real Housebears.
Pod to pod, cast to cast. Welcome to season 3 of the Real Housebears.
I don't even know what to say.
I told you I was going to have my intro was going to have season 3.
Yes, you.
I approved this message.
Okay, you guys, you have to join us on social media and watch that. He'll post it.
I will post it.
You have to. That was awesome. You know, for some reason, maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but I thought that maybe you would do it with like a Dorit accent. Because who really knows?
Good.
Who knows what
Good.
that accent
That's all I know.
is?
I have no idea how to do it.
So, welcome everybody to season 3.
Wow, we made it to season 3.
I mean, our seasons kind of go with Housewives seasons. So, I mean, we've been through 3 seasons in like 9 months.
And even though we're like covering reunions on top of the new ones, it doesn't matter.
We could have
It's
had
still
a baby
season.
by now.
We had sex, I got pregnant, and I had the baby. In that order.
Since we conceived the first episode of the podcast
In November.
Are we at 9 months? No, not quite.
Not quite.
Never mind, we couldn't have had a baby.
But I would be big.
You know who else is not having a new baby? Dolores, because we just found out at the reunion that she has a new vagina, and I'm pretty sure she's not interested in even having a C-section, much less having a natural born baby.
I love it that she covered it up as a thigh riser or whatever. She said she was going to a thigh lift. What was she saying?
But can you believe that she didn't tell David about this one either? And she said he won't look at it. I mean, will he?
Well, I don't know how big.
Do you have to
I
look
have
at
never seen what a before and after pic of a vaginal rejuvenation is. From what it sounded like, she got a brand new one.
This is not for sex, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they like remove the old one and put it.
Is there anything for like men? Like, can they go in with plastic surgery and get like something better?
You can get a penis enlargement for sure.
But I want to know what that looks like.
I mean, what if I got a fake penis?
I want to know what it looks like too.
No. I want to see scarring and what it's
No,
gonna
I don't
taste
wanna
like.
see that.
Well, I want to know if it has it because I'm not going to go get it enlarged.
Are
if it's
you
gonna have
planning on
scarring
getting it
it
enlarged anyway?
Well, if it's an option, that'd be fun.
So, folks, we have 2 episodes of Beverly Hills to cover.
Yes.
So we don't want to leave New Jersey high and dry without any reunion talk. So we're just going to do some brief highlights of the reunion because let's be honest.
Yeah, this has kind of been a slow season and they've kind of beaten every subject down into the dirt and it doesn't matter anymore. The only thing that really matters now is
What's next?
Margaret getting accused of spreading the rumor in the first place, and Teresa's new boyfriend. That's the only thing that
There wasn't a lot new that could happen in the reunion, and there weren't a lot of quotable quotes like there normally are. Everyone was, except for Jennifer Aiden and Margaret or Melissa, everyone, even Teresa and Jackie, I felt were pretty cordial considering.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty mild reunion, but some things that did happen that weren't necessarily part of the season were, again, Jennifer Aiden accusing Margaret of starting the Evan cheating rumor. And, they left the episode reunion part 1, with Jennifer, like, throwing that out. And then we find out in part 2, it's just a bunch of stuff that Jennifer deducted and put together and kind of made up in her head.
Yeah.
it's like,
ridiculous.
Well, good for Margaret, then, at least. Teresa spends the entire first episode of the reunion trying to talk about the analogy.
She still doesn't understand. She still doesn't get it.
You know what? She understands it. She just feels like it's the only kind of ammunition she gets.
I mean, Jesus.
It's been evident a time or two that Teresa might not be the most well-spoken person, but she's way too smart to get through what she's gotten through and to be where she is.
That's true. The whole Joe and Melissa, when Andy's like, "Are you guys good now?" and there was like a pause, and Melissa didn't say anything.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, were you talking to me?
I know. I was like, yeah, it was. Everyone's staring right at you. It wasn't convincing.
No.
Which is unfortunate, but...
It was tough. And you know what? She should have jumped right on that because Joe Gorga, even though he doesn't toot his own horn, he is an amazing guy.
Yeah.
According to Joe Gorga.
According to Joe Gorga, yes.
But Joe Giudice has said some horrible things about the Gorgas in the press.
And has continued to since the reunion.
And has had dinner with Teresa and Louis.
Which I thought was too soon, and then when Joe told one of the daughters or something that it broke his heart to pieces seeing his wife with a new man, I thought it was too soon.
Well, he's dating, so I guess she kind of thought, well, if he's
dating's different than going out to dinner with that person and having them not be with you and you're with your kids. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. Jennifer Aydin spent the entire reunion telling Melissa that she makes up her storylines.
Makes up her life, yes, yes.
I'm Melissa.
Margaret still can't handle Jennifer's drinking, but Teresa finds it entertaining.
Yeah, she thinks it's fun.
I kind of feel like it would be funny to me, too. Yeah, you can really see in this reunion, more so than previous seasons, that Teresa and Jennifer really do have a relationship outside the show.
Yeah.
Like, they have become real friends.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of started off as Jennifer as a fan, but she knows who to ally with. That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
Probably the most painful part of the reunion was Teresa pretty much saying that she could never be sexually harassed.
Oh, my gosh.
Which kind of insinuated that women who are victims are,
victims because
well, she
of
was
their
victim
choices.
shaming. She was victim shaming,
And Margaret says, you're the reason why women don't come out is because other women will judge you too.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
Andy and Teresa are tight in real life, I think, but Andy has no problem calling her out.
With a lot of these
even
housewives.
Dolores.
Yeah.
Even Dolores is like, do you understand why she's mad?
No.
Teresa and Jennifer kind of team up against Margaret. Finally, the age-old question of what was Dolores' Halloween costume.
I knew it was surgery.
I had a feeling
but
too.
bought surgery, I don't know. It was, she's getting a lot of plastic surgery, so I get it.
Yeah. We all expected that Teresa and Louis are having a lot of sex. The guys have a fun scene, of course, but not a big deal. And then it ends with a lovely apology between Jackie and Teresa.
Again, it was pushed a little bit, but towards the end it was
Teresa
good.
invited Louis to golf.
Yeah. Towards the end, it really worked out, especially when Evan went over there and
Yeah, I think it's going to. They are going to have a new housewife next season.
And plus, they have to have a new house husband too. Like in the back at the very end, they all are toasting together and stuff.
Well, Louis is going to be a house
Louis
husband.
going to be a house husband.
But
next.
there's going to have to be a new housewife with a house husband, hopefully, and just really join in the fun. Because
who do you think will be back? Do you think anybody's not going to be back next season?
I think the whole cast will stay. But the only remaining drama really is between Jennifer and, Margaret and Melissa and Jennifer went after each other on social media. So that'll be kind of fun to watch play out. I hope that they're filming soon. So that was, just a quick and easy recap.
When Louis comes out with a pineapple at the end and Teresa doesn't understand that it's been planned. It's not just Louis making the surprise. Like, production made that. Like, yeah, Andy knew what was going on. And she's like, did you know this was happening?
And it's like, yes. Silly.
Yes.
I've seen some people who think that, Louis has a shady past and that Louis has been pursuing Teresa under false pretenses. But I certainly hope not.
Yeah, I hope it's not, but time and the public will show it. And you know what? There's probably a lot of exes and stuff that would come out of the woodworks because they see you on TV and being successful anyways, just to make up whatever stories. Imagine the stories I made.
Or maybe if he was a dirtbag earlier, maybe he's a great guy now. Change happens.
Who knows? As long as he doesn't screw Teresa over.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into our season 3 city, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Hello? Hi, guys. Oh, my God. You guys are like a ray of sunshine.
Yes.
These women were so excited to see each other in this first episode.
It was like they hadn't seen anybody in 3 years.
Yeah, I guess they felt that way, but holy cow,
I love the meeting place at Kyle's because Kyle's got the broken nose and it's like plastic surgery fixed and stuff.
Yeah, what I love is it starts off with Dorit suggesting everyone plays 2 truths and 1 lie, which we find out about in episode 2. And then cut to dramatic Erica talking about a marriage with what is the lie? And then talking with Garcelle, what is the lie? Orphans and widows, who is being played? Like, that was...
They're setting it up. This season, I do think is going to be really juicy for the Erica Jane thing alone.
Yes.
Because she looks pissed throughout this entire season.
I wanted to have fun, damn it.
Yeah, well...
And everything is so foreshadowing. I hate it.
I hate hearing talking about
everything is so foreshadowing right now.
Yes, I'm really excited too. To be honest with you, the last few seasons of Beverly Hills have not been my favorite. I didn't enjoy the Denise Richards storyline last season.
I hate Lisa Rinna because of that. Not because it was the one part where she said, "Ooh, you're so angry." That was the most antagonizing, meanest, nastiest thing, and I hate Lisa Rinna because of that.
You're so angry.
Well, I'm a fan of Lisa Rinna for what she brings to the show, but
We'll
I do
see
feel,
Lisa Rinna.
But even Lisa Rinna understands what kind of character she is.
Yes.
And then, Puppygate, whoever wants to relive that. So this season looks great. Erica stuff, Sutton stuff.
Ooh, Sutton looks like she's getting a brunt of a lot of stuff this season.
I was kind of in between about Sutton going into this season.
Well, how did you feel about Sutton the first season?
So last season, I was kind of in and out with her. At one point, in the very beginning, I thought she was rude. Yeah, I thought she was rude. But by the end of the season, she really redeemed herself for me.
Yeah, I felt like she was playful and she had a personality and she was fun and she wasn't so stuck up and privileged. But this season, it seems like she's back to being like the early stages of how we felt about her.
Well, and it looks like she drinks like Jennifer Aiden. I'm excited to see that. So, yeah, you're right. Lisa Rinna shows up at Kyle Richards' house and little Portia answers the door. It was really cute when Portia was taking her to Kyle's room. And Lisa Rinna said something like, "You know me, blah, 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 blah." And Portia's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, Portia doesn't know what kind of person you are, Lisa Rinna.
I know. You know me. She's like, "No, I don't. I'm playing Minecraft."
So Kyle starts off the season with a fresh new nose.
Brand new nose. Apparently she broke it filming the new Halloween
I can't
movie.
wait till that movie comes out.
I seriously cannot wait. It's going to be so good. I really am interested to first see how she acts in it.
Yeah.
I'm interested just for the storyline and the movie itself.
Yeah.
But I'm really going to be looking through the movie to see what broke her nose. I want to see anything that's flying around at any point. I'm like, that's what did it.
Yes.
And we'll see if there's like a difference in her nose in any parts.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be like, Hawk.
Now that I think about it, it's a little suspicious.
Actually, you know what? I think it might have been retakes when that happened.
But I wonder if it was towards the end of filming or I guess retakes.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I can't wait to see. I'm doubly invested because I love the Halloween franchise, and now I've got a housewife in it. I feel that Dorit and Erica might be the most excited to see each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they are thrilled to be driving around in that DeLorean.
That McLaren.
I mean, I know it wasn't a DeLorean, but that's what it, so I was like, are they traveling to the future? What's going on?
I mean, those cars, she's like, it's just a toy car. I can't do her accent. It's like so intense.
Yeah, we're going to have to do
I'm going to have to do
a
a character study on it or something.
Yes, we will have to.
If I could hear it, I could probably do it.
Erica talks about how she and Tom have really connected during the pandemic. Maybe they didn't connect about their financial status. But Erica is devastated about her own career. She went back on Broadway. She was
at the pinnacle.
Her pinnacle, yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, she was so fit and thin for this part. She practiced so much.
Yeah, well, and you, I mean, on a different scale, but you experienced a very similar thing. You had a career that was based on traveling and performing and being with an audience.
And it just stopped.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm sure you could relate.
Yeah.
We find out that Dorit, PK, Kyle, and Mo, Harry, Curly, and Mo are all where is Mo? When did Mo start?
The Mohawk.
Yeah, I was like, that first of all, no.
The no hawk.
That's a no hawk. Second of all, no.
You don't like Mo?
I don't like the nickname Mo from Mauricio. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't like
Mauricio.
I like Mauricio. That's a perfectly sexy name for a perfectly sexy guy. Kyle was to clear the air with Garcelle, and we find out that Ren is actually getting ready to meet with Garcelle later in that week. And then I was reminded about that whole Garcelle didn't pay for the charity situation.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm interested in seeing what they start saying about that.
What Kyle really cares about, though, is that Garcelle unfollowed her on Instagram.
And she's like, I shouldn't be, like, invested in that and care, but I do care, and I'm going to have a problem with it.
I mean, you know what? I don't know if I would even know if someone unfollowed me on Instagram right now.
I've been going through my follows, and I noticed some people have stopped, like, following me. I'm
just
like, unfollow back. Ew.
Maybe I need to be more invested in social media. I don't know. Next, we're at Garcelle's house, and I love that she and Sutton have become such good friends.
Yeah, it's interesting.
What an odd couple.
What an odd couple. It's very interesting. Poor Garcelle, she doesn't like Fireball. She can't, it's like a hard shot for her to take.
It's good for you. It's COVID time.
I have a very controversial statement.
Oh, no.
I feel...
Cover your children's ears, people.
I feel that Garcelle is too normal for this show. I feel like she... I was so excited to get her. I think she's beautiful and she's funny. She's got some great like one-liners in her confessionals, so she is funny. But I just feel like she might be a little bit too normal for this show. She's not up for any BS, and she sure as heck not going to participate in any BS.
Y'all just had crisscross, and we need to make it into a straight line.
Well, I think you just got to give it a little bit of time and a little bit of storyline. But I do think Garcelle is great for this show for giving the world and all the ladies there a different viewpoint of what life is like for somebody of color.
Yeah.
And the privilege that these women have and don't think about ever.
Yeah, that's my contribution that I'm definitely most excited about Garcelle. But
there's no housewife drama.
Yeah.
You want the housewife drama.
A little bit.
You want her to have an edge of some
want
sort.
at least one time to be like, Garcelle, now you're not making sense.
I have a gift of gab if you hadn't noticed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want her to be wrong in some instance. Like, why are you being so irrational?
Yeah, that's
it's a pig in the blanket on the floor. Why are you being so crazy about it?
Yes. I mean, again, I don't have anything negative to say about her as a human being. I think she's lovely and intelligent, and maybe that's the problem.
I think maybe just give it a little bit of time.
I'm hoping so,
Yeah.
but it's really cute that she and Sutton are really good friends. And they're talking about who they've been in touch with during the pandemic, and then we talk about Garcelle and Rinna having lunch or dinner coming up soon.
Yes.
Then finally, Dorit and Erica find Kyle's house. They pass it up. They have a hard time finding
Well, I mean, there's just a big gate in front of it, and all of them look like that.
Yeah, right. And then Dorit is wearing two different colored shoes.
Yeah, you pointed that out. I didn't notice it at first. I've been noticing the kids these days.
The kids
these days have been wearing mixed shoes, like different colored shoes, same brand, but different colored.
Well, I luckily found out just last week, or maybe even this week, that they were actually two different brands of shoes even.
She's insane.
That she tried them one of each on to see what she liked best with the outfit and decided she liked the way it looked.
I think I'm going to wear like a good little, like a heel with a sandal next time.
That would give you polio.
I'll be like,
yes,
I'd be like really tall, really short. Look at me like if I'm like by a
not
bush.
polio.
People...
What's the spine situation?
Scoliosis?
Yes, that's what it's going to do to you for wearing.
It would look like I probably have clubfoot. That's probably more accurate.
Either way, that's going to give you some sort of.
But I will be fierce. It'll be so amazing because I'll be so inventive.
Do I hear Dorit?
That was a good Dorit.
Was that a good Dorit? Thank you.
Yeah, just do kind of a British accent. That's what she does.
Yeah, I mean.
But once again, these ladies are so excited to see each other.
Cheers, Mama. Cheers, baby. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
Mo drops off some drinks. He just turned 50.
Looks great.
Looking good. He's barbecuing for the kids. He's like, you want me to throw some meat on the barbecue?
And I love the ladies are all like, yeah, throw some stuff on there, like they're going to eat it.
Right? I kind of
Really? Do you think they're going to eat any of it?
Well, I do know that Lisa Rinna eats about one hot dog a year. I do know that. She's like, about once a year. I like a good hot dog. That was in earlier seasons.
I love a pig in winter.
That might be the only thing she eats all year.
Sometimes, like the other day, I just needed a Twinkie, and now I'm good for the next, 2 years.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Remember, I gave you a bite of it, and you're like,
yeah.
It sounds so good.
That's what Lisa Rinna does. She eats that hot dog. She's like, that is more calories than I have had in 2 months. Dorit invites the ladies to a formal barbecue.
Barbacoa.
Right, as the French say it.
Barbacoa.
Yes. So they're going to wear gowns and eat ribs?
It doesn't make sense to me at all. Unless you made a gown out of napkins.
Or out of ribs.
Oh.
Lady Gaga did it.
That would stink and be sticky and be terrible, Bear.
I mean,
Be a napkin dress. Be a napkin dress.
All right. I will. You be a napkin dress. I'll be a rib dress.
Good Halloween.
But they're really just excited about getting dressed up. Dorit and Erica sometimes just put on gowns in their house just to look pretty.
I mean, that's what we did. Even just going to the gym when it finally opened up, we got all decked out in our gym wear, short shorts and spaghetti straps.
When you look good, you feel good.
Dorit is waking PK up at 9:30.
And he's
it's early.
She's like, it's way too early.
Yeah, she's like, you're not normally up this early. I'm like,
no, darling, it's only 9:30.
Do I hear Dorit?
I'm like, does Boy George not need management earlier than 9:30? Is no one emailing Boy George at 8 a.m.?
I guess not. I mean, it's Boy George. I don't think he's waking up that early.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I've been waking up at the same time for 30 years, it seems like. Dorit's getting the kids ready, but Jagger wants to be carried around.
Yaga. It's Yaga.
It's like, wow, I need to learn a whole new language for this season of Beverly Hills. And then I didn't know that tutors taught you about Pollock.
Hold on. I need to go back to Yaga.
Okay.
I straight up thought I was watching a home movie of my childhood because he threatened Dorit if he didn't get picked up and carried, that cuddles, kisses, off the table. They're gone.
Looks like you're not going to get any more hugs and kisses.
Absolutely. This happens today.
It's still...
Those things happen today. He's like, if you don't do that, because I'm very touchy-feely.
He's
and
very romantical.
I like to cuddle, and I like sweet kisses.
He loves it.
I like to hold hands.
He smothers me.
So Hunter will do that. He's like, well, if you don't do this, then there's no more kisses for you today.
Nothing else today. Nothing for you. I'm sorry. So that was just, that little kid
You're right.
is now my little godchild.
I didn't put a note about it because I knew that you would talk about it. Yes. Because I knew that you saw yourself in him.
Oh my God. I was like, whoa, is that really what it looks like from the other side?
He is
Looks
adorable.
adorable.
He is such an adorable kid. So next cut to Kyle visiting Sutton at Kyle's own home, her old home that she now is renting to Sutton for the fair price of $20,000 a month.
And that's the friend's price. That's small fortune every month.
$25,000 if you're not a friend.
Oh, man, do something.
That portrait that Sutton put up of her and her daughter.
What kind of midsummer nightmare was that?
That was like what was in Friends, Lisa Kudrow's crazy sculpture.
Half hanging out of the sculpture.
Yes.
And at night it would wake up and it would reach up for the doorknob.
Yes, I can't think of its name, but yes, that was that painting of Sutton and her daughter.
I was thinking of along the lines of Children of the
Gladys.
Corn. Gladys! Oh my gosh. Ooh, so good. I'm so glad you thought of that. That would have been bad if we didn't know that. But it reminded me of Children of the Corn meets that Midsummer.
It's giving me a Lugano, Switzerland vibe.
That Midsummer's movie. Why were they looking like coal miners, first off, and why was
American
there some
Gothic
weird film over it that put stuff in their mouth?
Either way, I'm having nightmares.
I slept about it last night. It terrified me.
So finally, really the big conflict of this season premiere is the conflict between Garcelle and Rinna, and we finally get to arrive to that. I always love when these ladies have conflict, but when they get together for lunch or dinner or just to talk, it's always there's such niceties. Oh, how are your kids? Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you look amazing.
It was, but I kind of felt like Garcelle had a little bit of an edge the second she sat down.
Garcelle is not ready to take anyone's BS.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what Lisa Rinna could say to me right now that could make me change my mind. And of course, Lisa Rinna just blurted out that she's just a bad person, basically.
Listen, that's brilliant. Lisa Rinna, her tagline could be just own it.
Own it.
Every season.
You tell me to own it. I already do.
She owned it so that you couldn't give it to her,
Yeah, you couldn't keep, and that's what Garcelle even said. She's like, I think she's just splurting all this out so that I don't have to go after her.
But on the other hand, sometimes when I know that I have made a bad decision or I have done wrong, instead of building up to what I have done wrong, I'll go ahead and tell you what I've done wrong and then either, ask for forgiveness or explain what I did. So I don't know if it would necessarily was as, I'm not saying Lisa Rinna is not calculated. She's always on camera.
Mm-hmm. She knows how to get on it and stay on it.
Yeah, she knows her job on this show.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it doesn't have to be as calculated as, Garcelle is you're right. She's on the defense, the offense.
Very defensive the whole time. And she even lets her know at the end of it, like, thanks for all of that. But, I still don't trust you. So it's going to take some time.
I would tread lightly, but I'm open.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, and Lisa, yeah. That's great.
But what I don't understand is, we'll talk about it in episode 2 in just a moment. I still don't understand what Rinna did to Garcelle. I know what Rinna did to Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna's like, Garcelle, I apologize if I hurt you. I know that I did. I know that I hurt you. And then Garcelle in episode 2 says, you're a crappy friend to Denise and you're a crappy friend to me. And I'm like, I still don't know what Rinna did to Garcelle.
Yeah, because I could even understand her just being mad at the way she treated her, because it's like, but it's completely valid that she thinks that way, that, well, what's going to happen if I share my life with you and then one day it just gets in your head that you need to attack me with everything you got, just like you did to Denise Richards. And it was for no reason. It wasn't even for her. Lisa Rinna. It wasn't even about her.
Yeah.
She just wanted to attack and wanted to be right. She wanted to be the hero of calling her out of all of her lies.
You're so angry.
But again, Rinna's like, listen, you're on the Housewives now. Every day is Russian roulette. Mm-hmm. So I can't guarantee you that I'm not going to keep playing my game to stay on this show.
And that right there would have told, if I was Garcelle, would have told me, I'm like, okay then, I'll never be close to you.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
You could tell she's not into it.
Yeah, Rinna calls herself the C word about 86 times.
Which is, whatever, do what you want.
And then the first 2 episodes about Erica, other than being in Lake Tahoe or at Kyle's house, is in one of her closets.
Yeah, and her fashion police people.
Yes, and every other scene, other than her being at Kyle's and in Lake Tahoe, she's in a closet of some sort with her.
Is intense.
With Mikey and the rest of the...
It's such an intense dressing every time.
This is called the fancy... They're removing some from this into the fancy closet.
Yeah, because this was just like a holding zone.
Right. The real closet is quite beautiful.
Gosh.
It's a lot of pink.
Yes.
The talk turns to Tom. And she's talking about how busy he is, but since the courts are closed, he's not as busy as he used to be.
And he's eager to get back to work.
And all law firms are struggling.
But if he's so eager to get back to work, how come he's like unfit to even handle himself right now?
Well, he couldn't remember that he was eager to go back to work the next day.
Okay. Right. Oh, no, I hate all this foreshadowing, knowing what's happening.
It's awful. Dorit arrives at Garcelle's house with a plate of cookies.
Hello, darling. I have cookies for you.
Do I hear, Dorit?
And Garcelle's home is beautiful. You know what? Garcelle gives me a little Housewives.
Okay.
Here she gives me Little Housewives. She's like, look, Dorit, I have 2 fish. One is exotic and beautiful. I called it Dorit. One is ordinary. I named it Kyle.
So mean. Like,
So
why?
there's a thank you,
Why-
Garcelle.
Why
No,
be mean?
I appreciate it, Garcelle.
But that's an intense fishbowl.
Yeah.
It had nothing in it but a little bit of poop at the bottom. Where do they hide?
I don't know.
Where
I
do they
don't know.
play?
They don't.
Somebody needs to save those goldfish.
I know they're in
It's like a dog being chained up to a tree all day.
Garcelle has one of those back extenders that you can lay on, which I do not have success with. I'm a big guy.
I know, I got it for you. And you tried it one time, you're like, oh, it's hurting me.
Yeah, I'm too big. It's too much for me. But Dorit didn't even know what it was.
She thought it was a sex toy.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's not built for that.
No, it's not.
It doesn't vibrate, it doesn't penetrate, it doesn't do anything.
But I love that Garcelle was like, yeah, I am going to kinky, but no, that's not what it's for. Dorit knows everything and everywhere that's exotic and fancy, but she doesn't understand what that is.
Do I hear Dorit?
I love your Dorit accent. You see, you were thinking about too hard earlier.
I know.
Just pretend to.
I kind of do a blankness and act like I was in Britain for like a month, and then I just came back to the United States.
That's Dorit.
Yes.
Perfect. Kyle and Rinna are taking some toys over to new cast members' home, who is a friend of Kyle's sister, Kathy. Crystal.
I'm like a freak show.
Kyle works with Toys for Tots. Crystal works with Toys for Tots. They're all kind of in the same circles. Rinna talks about her lunch with Garcelle, and she feels great about it.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, Rinna, she just flips that switch.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're great now.
Yeah.
Life's fine. I don't have any thoughts in my
We're
head
having a
anymore.
sleepover next week.
Yeah, best friends.
Crystal's mansion is beautiful. Her husband, Rob Minkoff,
He's iconic, honey.
was the director of Disney's animated The Lion King.
Listen, generations of people love that man just because of that.
Generations of money.
I didn't even know his name before this, but just the fact that he had his hand directly in The Lion King just makes me really happy.
Rich.
Yeah, but I love it that she doesn't like to brag about herself. She likes to brag about her husband.
Yeah.
But what's her name says, oh, I wouldn't brag about myself. I'm like, she wasn't bragging about herself. She was bragging about her husband.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of memes saying that Crystal has shared more about herself in one episode than Erica Jane has in 3 seasons. And I'm like, really?
Well,
She
I
even
kind of
said
think
herself
so.
that she likes to talk about her husband more than she likes to talk about herself.
But I think in the season as a whole.
We'll see.
I think Erica Girardi is very guarded throughout all each season.
Yeah.
She's given me some fierce looks, though.
These are a effing moment.
And, she gave us Pat the Puss. So Crystal invites the ladies to stay for a drink. They catch up on their families. So we do learn about we do learn about her Chinese culture, her OCD. She is OCD.
Like, super, super OCD to the point where she will hold a pregnancy back just to make it at the right time.
Yeah, if you can hold your legs together until 8 o'clock.
That is a strong woman. Like, I don't know what it's like, but I can barely hold a poop in.
Like a little Tootsie Roll.
I'm mostly shocked that you just said that.
I know. I was just joking because I don't poop. Plain and simple.
Definitely not in a public restroom.
Hell no.
Cut to Erica getting ready in Teresa's cotton candy Halloween costume.
Hello.
That's the first thing I thought. I was
Cotton
like,
candy.
She's wearing Teresa's cotton candy
That's
costume.
what I thought too.
But she looks cute.
Yes.
Kyle getting ready. Dorit getting ready wearing this plunging.
Very plunging. Even her children are like, Mom, your tits are hanging out.
I can see your boobies. Jagger's like, it doesn't look good.
It looks like a robe. Sorry. Go back. No more hugs and kisses if you
in
go out
that dress, if you're not carrying me and something different.
Looks like you're not gonna get any more hugs and kisses.
No hugs and kisses for
I love this. And Jaeger means hunter Dutch. That Jaeger in Dutch is Hunter. That's why.
Now I probably should have known
like
that.
Jägermeister has a deer on the top because it's Hunter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we are just the same.
Name drop.
And then Erica shows up first. This is clearly not a barbecue.
She makes it known. She's like, what is this?
Every season, someone tries to throw a barbecue, and no one has thrown a barbecue yet.
I think the only barbecue that could possibly be made is in the New Jersey world because of all the husbands would do it.
Possibly. Or if they, in Dallas... Or if they had Real Housewives of anywhere, and like South Carolina, Georgia. Some of the best barbecue I've ever had was in Kansas City. Anyway, maybe they just don't understand quite what barbecue means. And then Rinna shows up wearing Jen Shah's Versace suit.
Amazing.
That palm green outfit.
Yeah, it's kind of like the J-Lo low plunge dress, but in a suit. Mm-hmm. I feel like I kind of like that suit, to be honest with you.
People didn't like it.
I know.
I like it.
I like it.
Cute.
I liked it better on Jen Shah.
You know what? Ooh, yeah.
I did.
It did look better on Jen Shah, but I think it would look really good in Miami. So against darker skin, I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I think like Miami would be
and the shoes were the really green bright shoes were like, save my eyes.
Super Kelly green.
Sutton is next. She's wearing a really beautiful fringe flowered dress. But you know when little kids do stick figures of girls and they do like a circle for the head and they do a triangle for the body and then they put 2 sticks on the bottom for the legs?
No, you didn't. No, you're not.
Sutton looks exactly like that. She has the skinniest legs and they're 3 feet apart.
Okay, because I wanted to say something about every single outfit she wears because of the way her body. I don't know if it's the way she's shaped or just the way the outfits are made for her. Is it custom?
Legs.
But every single outfit she wears straight up looks like it's from Versace's like curtains.
It's just big on her.
They just look stiff.
I bet you she's tiny.
They're just so stiff and perfectly like circular around her, which makes her look even worse.
They don't dress to flatter her
and it's
body.
also super patterny, so I feel like it's like elegant drapes from Versace's house or something.
Yeah, she wears some serious fashion, but she doesn't always pick clothes that flatter her shape. But again, I was like, that is a little kid stick figure with those 2 legs sticking out the bottom.
You're so mean.
Well, maybe that was mean. Sorry, son. I still like you. You're really winning it so far until the end of episode 2.
Well, I do know she's listening.
I know. Everyone's wearing practically neon until Crystal shows up in black. Mm-hmm. And then we get the gift that is Kathy Hilton.
Okay, it shocked the hell out of me because I forgot she was even in this season. Because she hasn't even been shown throughout this whole episode.
She has surprised me completely.
I feel the same way because when she was on, I was like, why her? How come we don't get to have Paris Hilton? Because now Paris Hilton is an adult. She's different. She's got issues.
Because Kathy is a whack job in all of the best ways.
And she's scary. I'm scared of her because she's so crazy.
I think she's so funny. She's hungry.
All the time. She needs to know if there's snacks.
She will work on your teeth. What? When she said that, I was like, certainly all these ladies already know this story because she wouldn't just say that out of nowhere.
No, but the fact that children from around the neighborhood, the only way they can play in this, I guess, palatial mansion full of fun stuff, they had to go under the knife. That's terrifying. Like she's that crazy lady that doesn't have cats. She just works on your teeth and messes your hair up. Well, she straight up freaked me out when she said that. Like, it freaked me out to my core because I've had like.
But she was like, "Do I need to bring my scissors and my something or other
like,
to work on your teeth?"
I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then they tell the story about her.
I have a feeling that story had already been told
100 times because even
because everyone was in on the joke.
But Kyle in the thing, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's true," and we were all terrified of her.
Yeah,
I'm terrified of her. I'm like, I don't want to go to Aunt Kathy's house, please.
I mean, just everything that she says makes me laugh. She's like, are you going to have snacks?
Oh, she's crazy. I love it.
I'm so happy that
she's very kooky.
I expected her to be boring, and it turns out she's the funny one.
She's the crazy aunt that just randomly says crazy crap in the corner.
And Kyle thinks that she's the funny one. And Kyle, and to her defense, according to a lot of her friends, they say that Kyle's the one who's always cracking jokes and always making everybody laugh. But Kathy Hilton's the funny one to me right now.
Jeez.
Then Kyle and Mo are back, are the last to show up.
You don't have to call him Mo. You could say Mauricio.
Okay. Dory's like, I wonder if Kyle's late from getting a glam.
From her glam studio.
Do I hear Dory?
Because of the whole Teddy Mellencamp, Dorit showing up hours late because of glam last year. Again, no food, no barbecue, but at least they got pigs in a blanket.
They're back.
Hallelujah. Lisa Rinna invites them all to Lake Tahoe.
Oh, Lake Tahoe.
I knew you would be so excited.
Y'all, I grew up in Reno, Nevada. Tahoe was a quick 30-minute trip, and I even lived up in North Tahoe. I used to cruise in South Tahoe. What?
He's iconic, honey.
But yeah, I'm like straight up native to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is gorgeous. The waters are so clear, but it only changes 10 degrees from summer to winter, so it's still always cold. You could catch crawdads in there.
Ugh.
Like with your hands.
I'm not doing that.
We used to do it all the time. It was so much fun.
I'm not doing that.
And if you drive up further, there's this little hidden gym called, it's like in Nevada City, but it's called Emerald Pools. And it's got natural rock slides. And there's one slide where you go in a hole in the rock and you come out the bottom. It's really
Sounds
cool.
like a magical place.
I've never been to Lake Tahoe.
Yes, it's a very magical place.
Well, we'll spend the whole episode too.
I'm so excited to go to Tahoe, you guys.
Yes, I can see. I thought Lisa Rinna said that she had a home there and
That's what I
was
heard.
inviting everyone to it. But maybe she does have a home there, but wasn't inviting everyone to her home, just inviting them to Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
To obviously this other home that they've rented.
And I've got info on the house for later.
Yes. So she wants to make sure that Kathy goes too. And again, Kathy wants to know if she can perform dental work and hair. Dorit and Rinna step aside. Of course, they're talking about Garcelle. And then Sutton and Garcelle are talking about Rinna. And then Rinna saying, Garcelle and I are best friends.
Oh, we're good.
And Sutton saying, hey, Rinna thinks y'all are best friends. And Garcelle's like, oh, no, she didn't.
No.
We are not.
No.
I got some more trusting to work on.
How about that?
How about that?
I don't like it. How about that?
Kathy calls Dorit.
Dorit.
They're all getting a little drunk and giggly. I mean, we totally passed up that Kathy thought that Garcelle was Kyle.
This is how kooky Kathy is.
And blind.
She legit doesn't
And
see
blind.
color at all. I loved it
Blind.
so much. That just shows how genuine she is
She
about
just saw
everything. She doesn't care about anybody. She just saw a beautiful woman. She didn't see anything else past that.
And then in episode 2, she's like, I didn't think anything about it, but I guess Garcella is taller.
She doesn't say anything.
I just love her so much.
I loved it.
So
It was a breath of fresh, crazy air.
Rinna wants everyone to talk about their best and their worst moments during COVID.
Yes, let's do this.
Sutton said that she pretty much stayed in bed for a very long time.
Stayed in bed.
Kyle, who we already know suffers from severe anxiety, really had some serious anxiety for a while, but we also know that she loves having her kids at home, so that was probably
having her kids probably took away a lot of anxiety.
I didn't really catch what Crystal said. I missed it.
She said that it was different for her at first. It was hard, but again, her children. It was easy.
Okay.
All those things and memories of them growing up and all the moments that you wouldn't have normally got, you got to have that year. So that's what she was proud of.
Okay,
Happy
nice.
for.
Garcelle was sad that her kids weren't around to do TikToks with.
Yeah, I love that. She was going to do TikToks.
Those other parents are doing TikToks with their kids.
I started doing TikTok once COVID hit.
Erica got into a really dark place, so she
Very dark.
went to see a therapist and got put on Lexapro.
I mean, I would feel like hers was probably the hardest because she had so much going Broadway.
Yeah.
Like, that's intense.
Came to a halt.
Yeah, just a screeching halt. And she's so busy all the time. I couldn't imagine her being stalled in her house.
Yeah. Marina spent the time facing her own demons.
What you do, stare in the mirror and be like, you're amazing. I love you. You're awesome. Sometimes you're a bitch, but I love you.
Trying to be better, not bitter.
You're doing great.
I'm a cunt. We end the episode with Erica saying that there are issues that no one knows about. And then what all of her fans, or what all the fans of the show get angry about, she doesn't spill. And then, other than Kathy going, who did you discover you could live without? All right, well, let's take our break.
Yes.
We've got through the season premiere. Holy cow, there's going to be a supersized episode.
Yay, I think people want it.
Oh, I hope so. And I think that we might actually get to be on a better schedule during the weeks
can pick
now.
It up, yeah.
So hopefully. But anyway, we're going to take a break, get out of the hot closet.
Hot closet.
And we'll see you in a little bit.
Bye.
I'm down with the Bears.
We're back.
We're back. I didn't want to startle everyone.
Well, when I'm listening, even though I knew it would come up.
Anything startles you.
Yeah, I
walk
would
around
still be
Even
scared.
I was just in the other bedroom getting a shirt out of the room, and he walked in the room, and me just being there scared him because he thought I was in the living room. So
I startle very easily.
You're a startle bear.
I am
It's
a startle
cute.
bear. In episode 2, we get taglines.
We do. We finally get our taglines, but we're not going to talk about them right now. We're going to talk about them next episode when we have a shorter episode and more time to talk about them.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover today. And so, yeah, we'll cover the taglines next week.
Garcelle is talking to Sutton in the car.
Sutton had a massage. Garcelle needs a massage.
Who doesn't?
Right? I'm dying for a massage.
I need it.
It's been so long since I had a massage. It almost became inappropriate.
Garcelle is going to meet up with Kyle, so
Yes.
conflict number 2.
Yes, the second dinner, second conflict issue resolving.
They were cordial at the party at Dorit's the episode before, but it looks like they really just kind of avoided each other.
Yeah, and I think they both knew, like, that's not the time to talk about it.
Yeah. Erica is trying on clothes from designers again.
With her little fashion people again.
Yawn.
Yawn.
I mean,
I love it. I love it, but I hate it. I'm like, I want that.
Well, we've already, that's been, Erica's fashion has been her story for so long.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we got to know her as Erica Jane and Erica Girardi, so that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to watch the journey of Erica Jane, but now we want to know Erica Girardi, or what her maiden name even was. We want to know who that is.
Now we just want to know what's the deal with her husband and her.
Well,
I want to know in what order things went down.
Sutton shows up.
In her curtain.
And Erica and Sutton have bonded over being Southern.
Yes.
Did you notice that Erica has a throw pillows behind her?
I have that in my notes.
Yes.
2 of them.
Did you notice the one that has the cartoons of her and Mikey and the other person?
There's 2 of them.
That is so
The
funny.
same image, but there's another pillow of just her face in a cartoon,
Yes.
and then on both sides are the 3 of them in cartoon form on each pillow.
Yeah, that is so fun. I'm glad that you noticed it too.
Yeah, I have it written down.
These are a effing moment.
And then Sutton tells Erica this strange story about a friend who was a plane owner. And then there was a passenger.
A rando. That's why she said rando.
Yes. Who told Sutton a story that he was a pilot of a helicopter for a porn.
A porno film.
Yes. A pornographic
Film.
theatrical release. But he lost his job because he lost his license for receiving a knobber.
She gave me a knobber. She gave him a blowjob.
during the shoot, and the aviation authorities.
How stupid do you have to be to put your life in danger just to give somebody a blowjob that's controlling a flying metal aircraft?
I am into a little kinky stuff, but that's not one of them.
I mean, you know what though? What my thought was,
Oh, God.
I want to be the guy whose job it is to investigate this crime. I want to watch the porn.
Yeah, you want to interrogate both of them. I want to know, when did the penis enter the mouth?
Did you use your hands? Did you cup them underneath? You know, I want to investigate.
And of
this
course,
crime.
the age-old question, did you swallow?
Right. So
This is a dirty episode.
sorry. We're sick.
Did you notice that? Did you see all the Brooks Marks tracksuits? No. Oh, they weren't Brooks Mark? Oh, they're just other tracksuits that are made that same exact way, generically made tracksuits. There's like a million of them there. All the same exact design. In different colors, though, thankfully.
I'm so glad that we can't. Well, I'm actually kind of sad that I can't use my Salt Lake City sound bites right out of that. Okay. I'm really sad.
I'm sure Brooks has a great rebuttal for it.
I'm sure. He'll certainly never going to listen to this podcast.
I don't think he will.
We lost that fan.
Oh, darn it.
Sutton is building a new home and starting anew. She feels like she's got a pretty mess inside of her. I'm like, is that a strap on? How's that work? Sorry, we are. What's wrong with us?
I don't know what's going on with this
We're
one.
excited to start this new
We
season.
finished our drinks and then...
Listen, express yourself.
So finally, we're away from that. We're away from that. Garcelle's showing up for lunch with Carl at Petit Toin.
It's Batois Titoin.
I forgot how fluent you are in French. She looks great in this black and white outfit with these yellow accessories. It's pretty hot, her shoes in particular.
Pretty pop.
And again, some more fun small talk when they greet.
You got it.
And they're able to smooth over almost, everything until really easily, except for the charity situation.
And this is what I was saying in the other episode of why I'm glad that Garcelle is on this, because I know she did come after her and saying, would you have said that if I was one of your white friends? Which she would have, if it was white, black, Latino, Asian, that doesn't matter to her. But from Garcelle's point of view and what she's had to deal with through her life as an African-American woman, that's the viewpoint that she's giving these women of you need to watch out how you say things and what you bring up to certain people.
I have to say that as well. Again, I'm not downing Garcelle. I'm so glad that she's on the show because she does have a lot of things to offer. And this in particular, I kind of pride myself on being maybe even overly sensitive to racial situations and tones and so on.
Yeah.
But this was also a learning moment for me. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I like it, is because I learned from it too. Because that one interview, because when I first saw the clip of her saying that, I'm like, Garcelle, have you never seen the show? Of course she would say that to anybody. But having her point of view of how it made her feel was like, oh,
yeah, I get
okay.
it. It totally
made
sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Kyle received it.
She said thank you for saying that.
Yeah, Kyle is generally the kind of person who would get defensive and try to explain her way out of it, but she received it.
In this world where racial sensitivity is really, it's very sensitive.
Housewives around the country, Cameron Westcott.
Yes.
So, who are some other ones? Brandy even, and others. Take a note from Kyle Richards right here.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Listen to the message. They know what they're talking about because they've lived it.
We just watched a movie called The Proud Woman.
No, Promising Young Woman.
The Promising Young Woman. I keep saying proud one. I was joking with that the other day. But The Promising Young Woman. But there's a scene in it where she makes somebody else see a different viewpoint of how it would feel if it happened to them.
Yeah.
And it completely changed her viewpoint of the subject 100% completely because it affected her directly. So that's it. Kind of just brought me back to that.
I understand your correlation there.
Yes. So yeah. I kind of like seeing how Garcelle. It's letting everybody see different.
We both wanted to say analogy.
I almost said analogy.
We want to call everything an analogy. Everything's an analogy.
But I do feel like this dinner, this apology, this explanation on Garcelle's point, I think she got to say stuff that she wanted to say and get off of her chest. I think it went a lot better than Lisa Rinna's dinner.
Yeah, because again, Kyle was humble. She received it. And other than that, I don't think that she and Garcelle had too much other drama to worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was with you. At first I was like, how dare she ask that?
Yeah, but that, like, just that preview, but it completely changed my mind of thinking about how things like that are affecting people.
And then we go from, you got to be careful about racial stereotypes, to Crystal saying, I am a racial stereotype.
I wrote that down. I was like, it just went from one racial point straight onto another one.
I mean, she called herself she said, I'm a stereotype.
Yes, 100%.
I'm a tiger mom.
She is. And again, back to her planning and everything. Everything that she does was very Chinese traditional.
Yeah. And which I think is gorgeous, her whole environment around
Oh,
her
yeah,
house.
I 100%.
And then Crystal just pretty much reads off her husband's IMDb.
Yeah, he's been in so many movies.
Or produced or directed.
Whatever.
Yeah. But again, I feel I know more about him than I know about her. Mm-hmm. Is she
I just know his work. I don't know him at all.
Well, I don't know yet. Is she a full-time housewife, or does she work? Does she have a job? Does she own businesses?
Oh, that's right.
Does she have passions? I'm definitely interested in her rich husband, but I want to know about my new housewife. Mm-hmm. I know that she lives for a schedule. I know that she's really OCD, and I relate.
Loves schedules.
Yes,
loves, and she's the only one that controls the schedule for everybody.
I can relate to being tied to a calendar, though. I don't know what I'm doing minute to minute if I don't look at my calendar.
And that's what I need to learn to do, because I am so like, oh, I'll remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She thinks her 9,000 square foot home is kind of small. Her housekeeper is Lucy El Presidente.
I love their relationship.
Yes.
It's very playful. It's very fun. And I love how much she bosses her around.
Yeah, Lucy runs
bosses. Like, she legit, and she's like yelling at the set. She's like, go close the door to laundry.
Crystal's brother is a pop star in China.
What?
Who coincidentally is staying with Crystal.
Is this a Brooks
during
Marks?
the pandemic?
Is this a Brooks Marks?
I can't believe I wrote down, how convenient that she's filming. Coincidence? Ask Brooks Marks.
That's like offensive.
They grow food in their backyard. What an awesome thing to teach your kids.
Yes.
What a fun project to teach your kids.
My friends Drew and Lauren. You've met Lauren. I think you've met Drew too. Mm-hmm. They have a garden, and their daughters, from the time they were crawling, were growing zucchini and stuff.
I mean, they pulled out a watermelon right out of their backyard. And of course, it was not big enough, according to El Presidente. She's like, that's not big enough. She's like, I'm sorry.
But Crystal has lived a life of respecting her elders, but she just can't seem to train her kids to do the same.
I don't know if I wrote this later on in my notes, but there is something about Crystal that makes me miss somebody. And I can't put my finger on it. It's somebody that I really care about and really love personality-wise. It's her smile and the way she smiles. There's just something really beautiful about Crystal that makes me miss somebody, and I don't know who it is.
Like maybe someone in your real life
in
or
my
someone
real
in your
life,
past?
like in my real life. Yeah, like in my past, or somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. There's just, there's something about her presence and her smile and laugh that brings me back to missing. I just haven't been able to place it yet.
That's lovely, though.
But I'm kind of addicted to her right now, and I kind of have a thing for her.
You better get your fix.
Yeah, I kind of have a thing for Crystal.
That's hot.
And she's tall. There's just something, I don't know if it was my friend Betty or if it was, I just can't remember, but she has a face that I miss. And I miss her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about watching this season.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
I'm so glad that we don't talk about this off camera.
Off camera. I know, we barely talk about it. I'm just kidding.
Finally to Tahoe.
They finally get on their destination Boeing airplanes to get on their private jet.
Before they even get on the jet, Garcelle shows up and is stuck with Rinna.
That's why you don't show up early.
And then comes Kyle.
She's like, thank God, I'll take anybody. I can't talk to Lisa.
But still, her two arch nemesis.
The two people she has issues with right now are the only ones there.
But at least they can all start comparing how much luggage they brought.
Oh my gosh.
Kyle brought a whole latte machine. I don't even.
She brought her whole closet.
This is Kathy Hilton's first all-girl trip.
That's crazy.
She always goes with her husband. And she reminds us that she's an eater. Do you have any little treats to eat?
Are there treats, darling?
That's been a great meme this week, too.
Oh, yeah.
Garcelle is afraid of small planes. She's afraid of bears. She's afraid of ground level floors in the woods. Garcelle, honey, I hope you would enjoy this. She's not interested in Tahoe. Like, I hope she can enjoy this trip.
Well, it's so funny because so many people have mixed stories about Tahoe. They've even lived there and been there a million times, or they're like, I don't know what it's like. Oh, Dorit, though. Dorit. She goes, oh, I've never been there before, but it really reminds me of a place in Switzerland because I've been to Switzerland. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Could you just say, oh, I've never been to Tahoe, but I heard it's great.
Yes.
No, darling, I've been to Switzerland. I know what lakes look like. I know what good, beautiful lakes look like. I don't know if it's Tahoe, but I will be the judge, darling.
Do I hear Dorit?
I never would have imagined that Dorit would become... I mean, she's had very little screen time this season, but she's the star of the show.
She is a character.
Most of the time. Yeah, Crystal's been to Tahoe a lot.
Yes.
Garcelle's never been.
Yes.
Kyle thinks it's magical. Erica hates it. Dorit's been to Switzerland.
I just couldn't with this place. So now the flight there, poor Garcelle.
Yeah.
She's having a mini panic attack, and I don't blame her because little planes crash a lot more than big planes do.
You don't tell a black girl that twice, honey.
True.
It has killed stars.
True.
It has killed just regular people.
Yes.
Children, women, men.
Everyone.
Airplane crashes do not discriminate.
They do not discriminate, you're right.
There we go.
Well, but they do finally arrive at the Sherman Estate.
The Sherman Estate in Tahoe, where the rich and famous stay.
It's
$8,000 a night here, and you could add extras like a chef, personal luggage assistant. But not this time because COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the women are pissed.
Garcelle was offended.
I could understand them not being able to bring it up stairs and stuff, but dang, you gotta be able to like fend for yourself when you have to.
And at first, Garcelle's like, I'll just take this nice first floor room. And he's like, just know that if doors are left unlocked, bears can get in.
Oh, 100%.
Like, woo-hoo-hoo! She runs.
You want to know my story about Tahoe?
Absolutely.
My experience?
Absolutely,
okay.
I want to know.
So my mom lived up in Tahoe, and it was in a gated community. It was really nice, but up in Tahoe, everything, you're in the wilderness. So yeah, you got to watch out for bears all the time. Mm-hmm. So in her driveway, there's a security camera watching it. She left a little, like 2 cookies in her glove compartment thingy in her car, the little center console, and left the door unlocked. And a bear came up, and you see him on this camera. He unlocked the door, just opened the door, walked in there, lifted it up, got the cookies, walked out. There was one tiny scratch on the car where he opened the door.
See, bears are sweet.
Well, if you ran out there, they're not going to be sweet about it.
You don't know that.
But yeah, we watched the video. It's hilarious. Watching this, he just straight up walks up, opens the door like a human, and just goes in there, knows exactly where it is, closes the door.
Sometimes you need a snack. Sometimes you need a snack.
It's crazy. So yeah, Garcelle hearing that, like, it's legit true. They'll open sliding glass doors. Like, you have to lock your doors. And so Garcelle's like, hell no.
We do not do bears.
I'm not staying on the ground floor even tonight.
And Kathy's like, I'll stay anywhere as long as I got my fan.
Amen, sister. I travel with a fan.
Yeah. Well, in our bedroom, the ceiling fan is on, and there's a fan on either side of the bed.
And it's at least 69 degrees.
Yeah, I wish sometimes it was that warm. But these women are pissed about carrying their own bags.
Take the privilege out of your mouth. Get your own luggage.
We finally get to have a sister moment with Kyle and Kathy. It's really sweet that they've reconnected and now they're on a show together. But again, Kathy must have a fan.
Yes, I love it.
Kyle is cooking dinner tonight. How nice. They have a chef, but chef has the night off.
Yes. Dorrit comes out looking like somebody that owns a caravan and tells your fortune.
But wasn't it like Louis Vuitton or something? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
Gucci,
but
maybe,
all of it was crazy.
But I love that I need a sous chef. Like Kyle, she didn't have to chop a thing. She didn't have to do anything except put it on the pan nicely, and anything that was maybe done on the stove. That's the way I want to. That's the way I want to live.
I'll be your sous chef. Until you ask me to do it, I'm like, no.
You made me get up across the living room just to open something that you could very easily open yourself.
But
And that one of them.
I can't open it.
Well, Kyle got distracted and burnt the salmon.
I mean, the fire alarms had a reminder.
After all
of that. I loved her face. You hear Doug out. She goes, whoop, just peeks up and she sits there for a second staring at everyone.
Doogie strikes again.
Doogie. What is a doogie?
You know, it's a doogie.
It's either a Tootsie Roll or a kid. I don't know what it is still.
It's just a cute name.
Because she's like a little doogie.
What's a doogie, though? I don't know what a doogie is.
A doogie. Little child. It's a love name. Like a little Tootsie Roll.
I know. It's like Doogie Howser. Little Doogie.
Yeah.
I think it means that, probably.
Oddly, as OCD as Kyle is, and again, how kind of hard she is to be humble sometimes, she was an easy sister, and Kim was a terror. I don't know that that's really quite hard to believe. It's easy to believe.
Because you've seen past episodes.
I mean, just that one episode between her and Rinna that Danny Pellegrino did the AMSR or whatever whatever it is.
The fight, the dinner fight.
Lisa was like, yeah, I can understand why Kim would be.
Yeah.
Sutton brought everyone monogrammed flasks, and Crystal treated it as if like it was trash. Crystal's like, I've never drank out of a flask. I wouldn't even know what. And Kathy's like, why do you put a flask? What do you put in a flask? Mouthwash?
She is the crazy aunt that has been doing drugs her whole life, and you go over and stay with her, and you're like drinking mouthwash out of a flask.
Lost her phone.
She has snacks everywhere, though.
Yes. Again, those editors, they really know how to trick you. Because now we get to the 2 truths and 1 lie, which isn't really all that dramatic.
Yeah.
But they really have used it in editing to prepare us for a stormy season. So,
but there are some good people that were good at this.
I got them all down.
Did you get them all? Oh, I only have the very important one to me, the Crystal one.
Crystal. Okay, you go ahead then.
Well,
do Crystals.
I don't remember what she did for all of them. All I know is what she ended up with.
Crystal has never been arrested.
Okay, she's never been arrested,
but she has
been an operator in escort service.
Yes, and was approached to be a madam.
But what does that mean, a madam?
You're like the pimp of the whorehouse, the female pimp.
Oh, okay.
Like, you've never seen Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, but yeah, she's the one who runs the brothel.
What? See, I love Crystal. That is such a crazy story.
Sutton has worked at Starbucks.
Yes.
She has not, or she has stolen something, but she has not, has not stolen something.
No, she hasn't stolen something. She has worked at Starbucks, and she has whatever the third thing was.
I wrote the same thing down twice, so I messed that one up.
Oh, no. I didn't write it down.
Looks like you're not going to get any more hugs and kisses.
Erica was adopted by her brother, but her mom is still her mom. But she couldn't confirm or deny if she was in the mob.
Or that she had to wear a wire to get a confession, but she said she's already said too much. And I'm like, you are kind of rude for just saying that and not following up on it. But I feel like she did have to wear a wire around her husband. I think so. or at his office.
At this point in filming, you think?
I think so. I think in this point of filming that she did have to do that so that she could cover her butt when everything goes down. Because you don't know the whole story, so I'm going to make up my own GD story.
You better get it, Jennifer Aiden. Oh, I like that. I like that theory. I'm going to adopt it as my own.
Thank you.
But I am not anti-Erica Jane like everyone seems to be. I like
Erica Jane, but I don't like the attitude she's giving, the defense mechanism that she's pulling this whole season, that she just...
But I don't like that Lisa Rinna copped out of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an actor. You've been doing improv games.
She's like, I just don't lie. I can't do it.
These lips are made for talking. Kathy doesn't understand that you tell a lie.
Kathy doesn't understand the game.
She worked at a dentist office, a hairdresser, and hospitality at the Waldorf.
And what's funny is she said all those 3 things that day.
Yeah, so everyone's like, none of these are lies.
We legit just heard you say all that like 3 hours ago. So she's kooky Kathy.
Yeah. Some girls go to bed. Some girls stay up to drink. That's Kyle, Crystal, and Sutton. Mm-hmm. And then, the story of Garcelle and her conflict with the ladies. Mm-hmm. But Kyle feels good about hers. Garcelle then goes into Rinna's room, and she's like, I heard that you thought we were good. We're not.
Yeah, I just want to remind you that we're not good still.
And this is where she's like, you were a crappy friend to Denise. You were a crappy friend to me. I still don't know what that means.
You're obsessed with her, and you're obsessed with her daughter.
That's a beautiful Scream 3 reference. Garcelle wants Rinna to promise trust, and Rinna's like, no, I can't promise that.
Ooh.
Sorry. Oh, I meant to, but I couldn't.
Ow.
Sorry. Ouch.
That's just Lisa.
I'm Melissa. Well, Garcelle's like, you know what? I can promise that.
Yeah. So that's the difference between us.
And Rinna's like, so are we moving on or not?
She just doesn't get it.
I don't understand. Are we moving on or are we not moving on?
Wait, so are we best friends still? We're still getting brunch in the morning, right?
You're giving me away at my next wedding.
Yeah.
Rinna, she's just an optimist, maybe.
Trying to be better, not bitter.
Garcelle's not feeling it.
No, she's not.
And then Sutton's like, listen, Garcelle doesn't know how to be fake. She doesn't know how to be fake, and she doesn't know how to take fake. And Crystal joins in on the stereotype conversation when Kyle's kind of like summarizing their conversation at lunch.
About how it made her feel.
And Sutton's like, you are not going to talk stereotypes right now. When I see rednecks on the TV and people think that I'm like that,
I almost had a heart attack. Sutton is labeled as a redneck. Apparently she's this redneck, because rednecks are victims too.
Housewives, take a cue from Kyle Richards. Shut up.
And when Crystal was like, you're the type of girl that says you don't see color. Tell me that. You are that way.
Yeah.
You are that way. I know you are, so say it. And she's just like, how dare you?
It was ugly. Now,
it was so uncomfortable.
Sutton has since released a beautiful statement, a very well-worded statement on social media. It says, despite Crystal and my strained relationship at the time, it was disrespectful to interrupt her and not listen to her express her truth. My life is blessed by the diversity of my relationships. I am committed to become a better listener to understand the painful realities experienced by people of color. I am sorry. I will do better and be better.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I forgive you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what, to be honest with you, who has to forgive you are Crystal.
Yeah.
And people of color who were offended.
Absolutely.
You know, it offended me just as a fan.
Yeah.
And
it was just very
someone who wanted to root for you. But, you know,
People make mistakes and people learn. I'm just glad she's learning from her mistakes.
Yeah.
And hopefully she
didn't ask for pity like some other housewives have.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a great statement.
Well, it ends on that little argument with Crystal and Sutton. This is the end of the episode, and we made it.
We made it. We did it. 2 full episodes. Welcome, Beverly Hills ladies.
What's up, girls?
Wrapping up a fun, I really appreciated, I don't want to just brush New Jersey off. I really appreciated getting to really watch New Jersey in a way that I've never watched it before.
You really dissected it.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a really boring season. But I enjoyed getting to know the ladies and finding out that I love Dolores.
Yeah.
And I just, God, it's so awesome just to talk about Frank and, the men.
I didn't find it a boring season, but I did feel like the drama kind of ebbed and flowed, and some, it wasn't maybe their most strong season, but it was my most enjoyable season.
I think coming straight off from Salt Lake City I was putting a lot of
that was hard for
pressure on New Jersey.
Literally coming from home.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Until hopefully next week. Yeah. I don't see why not. But again, we just got a very, very busy schedule. So Hunter, why don't you tell the dates, even more exciting dates?
Yes.
Especially Pride Month starts next week, so some pretty fun stuff for Pride Month as well.
Yes.
So why don't you update everybody on your schedule so that if you are part of our community or an ally, you can come see Hunter at one of these events.
Well, thank you, Papa the Bear, for giving me that intro.
Uh-huh.
I will be this weekend, you guys, the 28th and 29th in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be dancing for Ram. So come and see me and the other people.
Shake his booty.
And then June 4th and 5th, I'm going to be in my hometown.
Woohoo!
I'm working in my hometown, finally. And I'll be at the Trap.
Salt Lake City Pride.
What?
Salt Lake City Pride.
What?
It's our first Salt Lake City Pride, even though it's not like the full Pride.
It's not the full Pride, but the last 3 years we have missed it for various reasons. But this will be a very big one. It's going to be the 4th and the 5th of June. And then straight from there, June 13th, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona at Cobalt. Very excited for that. And then continuing on to Pride Month, Denver, Colorado, June 25th, and then San Francisco, California, June 26th. It's going to be a fun, crazy weekend. Akron, Ohio, July 3rd, Oklahoma City, July 8th through the 10th.
I'll be there.
And my bear will be there too at Paradise. And then I'm back here at Salt Lake City, Utah, my hometown, July 15th through the 17th for Bearvasion.
I'll be there too.
Yeah, what? And then I am in Fort Lauderdale, September 3rd to the 6th for Bear Week.
So much going on.
Yeah, and I'm getting new stuff added every week. So I'm excited to see everybody.
You can follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. And on Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
And you can find us on YouTube as well at The Real Housebears. And wherever you listen to your podcasts, we're everywhere right now. So please give us a nice review. And
tell your friends.
5-star rating. Yeah, tell your friends. Go to a party. And when they're listening to music and stuff, change that music off and put this on.
Yes.
People will jive to this, y'all.
Yes.
At your graduation, all these people graduating this year, that's not a graduation song.
You know what?
This is a graduation
song. When the valedictorian gets up there to give their speech, you plug in your iPhone and play Housebears.
Play a whole episode.
Yes.
When you're at church, I'm just kidding. Anyways, you guys, thank you all for listening and welcome to season 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Season 3 sound check.
Sound checking for season 3.
Checking sounds.
What? Season checking of sound. Oh my God.
Checking sounds.